We're pitching up a channel, bringing smiles to the world. We're hitting first base. Marty Lurie with friends. Home run, you know the ways and the trends, the stories all with the match of the block. It's Marty and Friends. Marty and Friends.
All right, nice to be with everyone tonight as we get ready for Game 2 between the Diamondbacks and the Giants right here from Chase Field in Arizona. I'm looking down at batting practice right now for the Giants. They try to break this 3-game losing streak, and they're getting hit hard. 8-1 last night and 10 runs the day before, 11 runs. And, you know, they've given up over 30 runs here in a few games. It's just not the way this ball club wants to be playing right now. So it's a big game for them tonight. And Tristan Beck is going tonight against Eduardo Rodriguez, who was very tough on the Giants last week. So, Eric, for me, it's nice to be here. I did get to see Bryce Eldridge play last night, and I've got some thoughts about him. I did talk with him today, so what's on your mind?
Yeah, I tell you, it was nice to see the young guy. He got the call up, right? He showed up yesterday. I saw all the clips. You know, he was missing some of his gear, but he was in the lineup yesterday. You know, I tell you, pretty bold. They got him in the 5 spot yesterday. That shocked me a little bit. I was like, wow. Hey, you want the big moment? Well, you got the big moment. You're batting 5th in the lineup. And, you know, I liked his at-bats, Marty. I mean, I thought he did pretty good.
Yeah, I talked to him today for a good 5 or 7 minutes in the clubhouse, and the kid is just so poised. He really is. And he talked about, hey, they didn't throw me fastballs, and you know, he's getting a lot of change-ups and, you know, off-speed stuff up there. And I told him he reminds me of Brandon Belt, except he's taller. And I thought he ran. I said, hey, man, you can run. He says, yeah, I can run a little bit. And I said to Posey tonight on the bench, I said, you know, I think the kid can run. And he says, well, he better run. He's only 20. So that's what Posey had to say. But Eldridge is very poised. He reminds you a lot of Belt. And he did hit the ball last night hard. And he did strike out on some off-speed stuff. Zach Gallen got him. But he did hit the ball to left center field. And I said to him, you know, I said, sometimes you can be in a ballpark and a ball go and you'll watch it. When he hit it, you heard it. And that's huge for me. And I'll go back to the first time at Candlestick, I heard Cesar Cedeno hit the ball and Tony Perez hit the ball. And you heard it. It was a different sound. And the kid had a different sound when he hit it last night. So he's not in there tonight. He is going to face right-handed pitching. And I said to Melvin tonight before the game, I said, hey, kid doesn't seem to be fazed by anything. And Melvin said, well, it's only one game. And so we have to be a little more relaxed about that. But this is a big game for the Giants tonight. The Mets are already winning. Last I looked, it was 7-1 early for the Mets. Yeah. That's Michael King for the Padres. They obviously got knocked around, and Holmes is pitching for the Mets. So puts more pressure on the ball club now. They did make a move today. Trevor McDonald is up. And according to Bob, and we just talked to him 5 minutes ago, McDonald is ready to go. Now, he was mainly a starter in Sacramento. And, you know, in that Pacific Coast League, if you have an earned run average of 560, you go, oh, my goodness, it's not that bad.
Okay.
You know, 560 in the PCL, you almost can understand why, because the ball does travel there. So he's available and ready to go. Melvin said of all the injured guys, the one guy we may see soon is Wisenhunt. And to me, that would mean probably in the Dodgers series, because you want to try to slow down Ohtani and Freeman if you can, you know, some of the left, and Muncy. So I would think we'll see Wisenhunt if things go all right this weekend against the Dodgers. I think that's where we're going with that. He said with Tang last night, and, you know, I was sitting with Dan last night, And I said, boy, they're pulling him out. He's not in trouble. He only pitched 75 pitches and 4 innings. And Melvin today said that that's all we wanted out of him. Well, you know, I know lefties were coming up, and I know he lost it the week before around that time with the walks. But, you forced Gage in the game and then Peguero in the game, and Peguero just wasn't ready. He's just not ready. Can't throw strikes. This has been his problem. So I thought last night maybe Bob went a little too early to get Tang. But let's face it, when you give up 8 and you only score 1, Casey Schmidt had both hits and one was a home run. And he also lost track of the count once, too. He thought he struck out, and he came back, and then he actually did strike out. So it worked out okay. But, Eric, the lineup tonight, I'll give it to you. It's a little different. They're not hitting.
No.
The pitching, they've gotten hit hard. The pitching's getting hit hard. But I'm telling you something, they're not hitting. Ramos leads off, and he's been in a slump. Devers is 3 for 31. Come on, this is the guy who's got to carry you. Adames snapped his on-base string last night. Chapman's been him. Flores has been Flores. Schmidt has been Schmidt. And Canarcion is in there tonight. Then Jung-Hoo Lee is like 0 for 14 or 0 for 16, something like that. And Kinsner is doing the catching tonight. Bailey will catch Verlander tomorrow. He said that. And he expects Bailey to catch at least 3 of the games against LA because they're all the night games. And then
Nice.
Sunday is the day game. So that's the lineup for the Giants against Eduardo Rodriguez. And you look at Arizona. Boy, Perdomo is a tough player.
He is tough at bats.
He's a
Tough
tough
at
player,
bats.
right? 3-2, fouled the ball off. Marte is, just going through the motions, really. Carroll also hasn't done much lately. Moreno is a good player. Alexander, at that part of the order, is a good baseball player, but he doesn't do a lot of damage. They don't do a lot of damage, but they hit the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And they run. They go first to third. They hit the ball in the gap. McCarthy, Alec Thomas. So we'll see. The Giants should be able to play with this team. This is not the 200-homer team of Josh Naylor and Suarez. It's not. And the Giants have to pitch tonight. So Beck pitches tonight. Melvin said, look, the guy has, 4 pitchers or 5 pitchers. Stop throwing so many different pitches. Just get something that works and stay with it. And for him, that would be the slider.
The slider.
When Beck gets that slider on the outside part of the plate or coming into that back foot on the lefty, that's when he's most effective. So we'll see what happens. But the pressure's on the Giants tonight. Posey was in the dugout tonight, and I said to him, you watch the players play, what can you do? He says, nothing. All I can do is watch. It's like a parent watching the kid play. The kid's having fun. Eldridge is having a ball. Really. Size 14 shoes. Where are they? Where's his bat? Where's his glove? And, the kid's having a great time. And Posey looks like a parent who's, ready to, keel over. And he's waiting for the kid to do something. And that's the way they are. Not a lot of pressure on the players, but I think around the front office there's some pressure because they know that they've got to get a win tonight.
Right. We're getting to the point where you're in must wins with the way that everything is panning out.
Well, you got to deal with Cincinnati, and I don't see the scoreboard. At least
I'll take a look.
The Cincinnati-St. Louis game, you got to deal with that. Of course, you got this game. You got the Mets game.
Cardinals are up 1-0 against the Reds, bottom of the second.
Okay.
Mets 8-2, bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, so that's not a good one for the Giants. They have to win tonight, or else they're going to 500. And 75 and 75, the most you can win is 87. And they are going to lose some more. So, you lose 3 or 4 more. And the most you're going to win is 83 or 84. And that's probably not enough to do it.
Right. It's go. Like
So
they
we'll
say, it's
see.
go.
I'm watching BP down there, and it's going. What can I tell you?
Is the roof
Baseball.
open tonight? No, probably not. Right. It's still pretty warm over there, isn't it? Roof's closed.
Yeah, it's just this is what baseball's all about. But it's fun to do these shows. And Eric, I know we're the next premiere of the movie, Baseball Mensch, the Marty Lurie story, September 27th at the Vogue Theater in San Francisco at 7 p.m. It's a Saturday. Some of the Gotham Club people, I think, are going to come. I know a lot of people are texting me about coming. It's going to be $15, and it's a donation to the theater. We support the
Nice.
independent theaters. But that's going to be September 27th for the second premiere of the movie. So get the word out on that. That's going to be a lot of fun. We'll do a Q&A also afterwards on that. So
Oh,
your
fantastic.
thoughts, Eric? Yeah, we'll do that. Why not? I like to talk about baseball, and who knows what I'll be talking about on September 27th. We'll see. But Trevor McDonald is up. Keaton Wynn is optioned out. And that was the move that the Giants made. So, Eric, your thoughts as we wrap it up?
And I'm guessing with Trevor McDonald coming up, I'm guessing he's going to be the guy behind Beck. I'm guessing he's going to be the next guy up.
I think so.
Yeah.
It depends when they go to him. They use Lucchesi and Gage. They do have that left-handed pocket on the Diamondbacks where the lefties, bunch up with Perdomo and Carroll and Marte. You turn him around and all that kind of stuff. Whatever. So I think you probably will see a Lucchesi Gage at some point. But if they have to go to someone early, I think McDonald will be the guy tonight.
Gotcha. How many innings do you think he'll throw as if they bring him in? A couple?
Well, he's a starter.
Okay, so he's good.
He started Sacramento, and he started all year long. So I would think if he's got it, he's only made one major league appearance in his life, and that was last year against the Cardinals. But if he's got it, you would think he should be able to give him 4 or 5 innings. So if you can piggyback Beck for 4 and McDonald for 4 and turn it over to Walker, that would be fine.
That would be perfect. And real quick before you get out of here, Marty, do you think this is what the Giants are going to do here on out, refreshing the arms back and forth between Sacramento and the big club?
Good. Very good question. If they can do that, you have a time period. You got to stay down at Sacramento before you can bring them back and all that stuff.
Right.
So, they're probably going to need 2 more starts, Tang start, another one, and probably another start like this because there's no off days until next Thursday. So they're going to need something. But I think Wisenhunt is going to get in the mix. I don't think Roop will. I think there's more of a chance Wisenhunt of pitching this weekend.
Oh, what about Eric Miller? I saw shots of him on the broadcast yesterday. He's in the dugout. Is he getting ready to get back into the club?
Well, he worked out tonight. He came in huffing and puffing and sweating, and it looked like he had really worked out. I don't know if he did a bullpen or not, but Melvin did not mention him as the most likely guy. We will see. So until Melvin says that, but you'd think Miller should be close because he's been doing these bullpens for a couple of weeks now.
Right.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
All right.
Find out more about that tonight. All right.
But hey, appreciate you coming on. Yeah, this is awesome. A little pregame special. Talk about since you're there, you're live from Chase Field. It's nice to hear what's going on with the club.
Yeah, this is okay. And as I say, they're taking BP now. The lefty John Yandel, the BP pitcher's down there, and so we'll see what happens. Look, you can only play the games and hope you can hit. They've had under 10 hits in probably 8 of the last 9 games. And the pitching, when the pitching goes south and the hitting goes south, you got trouble. So
you got trouble.
They're going to have to get the bats going, and the big guys are going to have to do it.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't have Devers 3 for 31 and think you're going to, win games.
Right. He's going to have to be that carrier. You've talked about it before. He's got to be that carrier.
Yeah, you do. You have, and this is when, this is the time of year it's got to happen. So I'm glad to be here, and this is fun. And Eric, thanks for doing this. Ryan, thanks for putting it together. Thanks everybody for listening, and we'll get ready for Giants baseball here in about another 40 minutes or so. Whenever this
Sounds great.
All right, have a good night, everybody, and maybe we'll talk to you tomorrow. Who knows?
Hey, why not? Why not?
Why not? Pre-game tomorrow. Why not?
Let's do it.
All right.
Pre-game tomorrow. All right.
Thanks
Take care, Marty. Take care, everyone.
Have a good night. All right, bye.
Thank you kindly. Enjoy the next week. We've got a whole bunch of baseball to speak on here at Marty and Friends. Marty and Friends.